For as long as we've been able to talk about our dreams, we've been fascinated by them and tried to understand them.
Within us we have this inbuilt virtual reality. We don't have to make it up, we don't have to invent it, it's there already.
Even though strange and impossible things often happen in dreams, we usually realize it was a dream only after waking up.
Many people will have experienced this at some point. They've realised they're dreaming and then they will have woken up straight away.
However, it is possible to learn to become aware that you are dreaming and start controlling the events. These dreams are called lucid dreams, and the experience is like waking up in your dream.
A lucid dream is when you become aware of the fact that you are the dreamer during the dream, and you can actually vocalize that to yourself intellectually.
But the odd thing about that is it tends to go along with both the feeling of, oh, now I am aware in my dream, or I've woken up in my dream. And also it goes along with a sense of control, that I can control my dream.
It's much more than a vivid dream, because we all know what vivid dreams are like, but there's another element, and that is that you are fully aware that you are in a dream. Everything's sort of solid. Oh my God, this is a dream. It's an incredible situation.
Lucid dreaming itself, as a form of mind training, goes a bit deeper. That is, using the canvas or the platform of the lucid dream to gain insight and access to levels of mind which in the waking state are often inaccessible.
The only limit is your imagination, so whatever you can imagine you can do, you can pretty much do.
In order to find out more about different techniques of becoming a lucid dreamer and the challenges faced along the way for beginners, 3 individuals have been selected and given different methods of trying to achieve their first lucid dream. To ensure that the results are accurate representations of the techniques, each of the candidates were chosen with a consistent demographic. The first candidate to pursue their lucid dream is Melanie Hindle.
My name is Melanie and I'm 26 years old. I like to socialise, obviously, like most young people do, and I like to travel. Mainly that's like probably one of my main passions, really. I've always been a keen traveller.
Melanie will be using meditation as a way of becoming more aware in her waking life and will soon be meeting with a meditation teacher. Meditation is regarded as one of the most effective and important methods for inducing lucid dreaming.
Okay, so it was my friend Patricia who first told me about lucid dreaming. Just a couple of years ago, I think, and I was a bit cynical about it at first, but I did some reading into it, and then I realised that it's actually not as uncommon as I thought it was, so I took an interest in it from there. It would be amazing. It would be amazing to be conscious in your dream and to be able to control it the direction that you'd like it to go.
When I was a student, it was really impossible to talk about lucid dreaming within a scientific context. People then would say, oh, well, it's just that people are lying or they're inventing it and it isn't really true.
There's been generally very little research for lucid dreaming because, I would say, funding difficulties. Who's going to fund a study when we can't see a good, solid monetary outcome for it?
It seems like the path of lucid dreaming may follow a similar path to that of clinical hypnosis. In that right now we've got a lot of neuroscientific evidence around lucid dreaming, a lot of psychological evidence around the benefits of lucid dreaming, and yet still there's no such thing as a registered lucid dream therapist. But there could be. Lucid dreaming was first scientifically verified in the early 70s by Keith Hearn at Hull University in the UK.
It occurred to me one day, oh, wait a minute, this is called rapid eye movement sleep. Although there's this profound paralysis, the eyes are not inhibited. So I set up an experiment with a lucid dreamer, a frequent lucid dreamer in a sleep lab. I previously told the subject before sleep, look, when you become aware you're dreaming, I want you to make some regular left-right eye movements. These have come out in the chart record. I watched with great interest, and then suddenly a sequence of signals, left-right eye movements. And there they were, absolutely amazing. Consider the philosophy of this. There's the subject, unconscious in his own sort of parallel universe of dreams, and yet knowing that, oh, I've got to signal to that other universe than which I am. And it was like getting signals from another planet. It was utterly staggering.
Amy Thompson will be the second individual to attempt lucid dreaming over the course of the coming months. She will be focusing on using the traditional lucid dreaming techniques, such as reality testing and wake back to bed methods.
I've lived in my wee village Banton for all my life now. I've grown up there and I've had horses for all my life as well. I started maybe when I was about 8. It's a good hobby to get into, although it is an expensive one. I've never heard about lucid dreaming before. Obviously I'd understood about all the different things you can do and how you can control your dreams and be able to see and touch and do what you want. That was one of the first reasons I got interested into it.
In a few weeks, Amy will be meeting with Carolyn McCready, a lucid dreaming teacher who will go through the techniques of inducing lucid dreaming and help Amy in practicing the techniques which suit her best.
I think it would be very, very exciting to hear from an expert's point of view what lucid dreaming is. I'm really excited to hear about her dreams and her stories and about all the different people she's met, and I'm really confident that maybe not straight afterwards I'll have a lucid dream, but hopefully if I just keep working on it then I will experience my first one.
Can anybody learn to lucid dream? Yes, in my experience. I mean, I haven't been teaching long, like 4 or 5 years, but I'm yet to find someone who can't do it. There is no equipment you need to buy to lucid dream. Whether you sleep in a gutter or a palace, you can lucid dream. You don't have to be Buddhist, don't have to be atheist, don't have to be Christian, don't have to be anything. All you have to be is asleep.
I think some people are maybe more naturally adept at it than others, like a language, or some people are better at maths than others. It's that kind of thing, but I think everyone can do it.
Some people get lucid first night after coming to like a half-hour talk at a music festival. One dude, it took him like a year, and he was coming to everything. He was telling like every talk, every workshop, every retreat, and I was like wanting to give him his money back. I was like, oh, sorry, dude. But eventually even he had his lucid dream. So everyone can learn how to do it.
The third and final person to take part is Katie Riley, who will be using modern technology which is designed to help her in lucid dreaming practice.
My name's Katie Riley, I'm 20 years old and I'm from the Scottish Borders. From a young age I wanted to be in theatre. I enjoyed, dancing mostly first, and then I got into singing when I was at school. I played piano from a young age as well. I haven't heard of lucid dreaming. I mean, I might have heard of it, but it's definitely nothing I've ever known about or looked into at all. I think things like that I wouldn't believe in stuff like that, but actually looking into it's made me more interested about actually what you can do and what can happen.
Recently, lucid dreaming technology has become more accessible thanks to the rapid increase in iPhone apps and more affordable lucid dreaming masks. Katie will be testing both the iPhone apps and a mask to see if these new waveforms of inducing lucid dreaming are beneficial. Before each of the candidates pursue their individual methods, Melanie, Amy and Katie have arranged to meet in order to discuss what they would like to gain from the experience if they were successful in achieving a lucid dream.
I'd love to fly.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I'm terrified of heights though.
But because if you're lucid dreaming, you'll be able to get over that fear, because you won't be scared, because you'll be like, oh, I know I'm dreaming, and so I'm not going to be scared of that. I think that would be the best thing as well.
I think interesting things like that, like magic stuff like flying and everything, that would be cool.
Yeah, I want to solve problems definitely in my day-to-day life, because again I read in a book that you can ask questions, so once you realise you're dreaming you can go, well, what am I going to do about this situation, because I think my subconscious would definitely have something to say about it.
Which one of you do you think will be the most likely one to get one?
I think Mel. Yeah.
I think me. It feels wonderfully free to be in a lucid dream. Here I am in this amazing world that's all kind of strange and dreamlike, that I can change, flow through, manipulate. It's a lovely free feeling.
Normally, when a person becomes lucid, they do so because they notice some incredible incongruity in the dream. Like you see someone who's dead. You think, wait a minute, this is so weird, this is all fake. Everything seems solid, but paradoxically, you can push your hand through a wall, a door, anything.
The best way I can describe it is probably from a film that I've seen recently. It was the Race of the Planet of the Apes, when the apes were sort of in the cages and someone gave them this chemical, and the morning they woke up, they looked at their hands, they looked at each other, and they're like, oh my god, I know that this is me and I'm aware of myself, and this is almost how it feels in the lucid dream.
It's an amazing thing, but beyond that is so much more as well. I mean, consciousness is something that modern science can't explain, and this is a first-hand way to kind of explore your own consciousness and maybe the greater consciousness as well.
In my first lucid dream, I was walking along a beach. It was just an ordinary, vivid dream. It seemed to be the south of France. Everything was perfect. Then I suddenly saw some coins on the beach, and it seemed to be like a gold coin, about that big. So, wait a minute, this is a dream. This is a lucid dream. Now, for purely scientific purposes, I decided to conjure up a young lady so I could talk to her. So I looked down at the sand, and I looked up again, and it had worked because there's this young woman walking towards me. Anyway, she came up to me and said, hello, my name is Jane. But you know, a couple of weeks later, I actually met that girl, and her name was Jane, and I went out with her a couple of years or so.
So today I'm meeting with Caroline McCready, who is a lucid dream expert. I'm very excited, but I'm kind of nervous as well.
So thank you very much for seeing me today, Caroline.
No problem at all.
So what I wanted to speak to yourself about was lucid dreaming. So if you were to get into lucid dreaming as a beginner, what kind of techniques would you start off using?
So the most important thing, number one thing, is a dream journal. And a lot of people start their dream journal, and then after a couple of weeks they get bored of writing down all their dreams. But that's when people really stop having lucid dreams, is when they let the dream journal slide. So I can't emphasize enough, it's really, really important to have a dream journal. One thing you can do is reality tests or state tests. And that's things that are kind of checking your state of reality.
We are unlikely to recognize the dream as a dream because we don't question this waking reality very much. We just go along like we know exactly what's happening.
Most often people would look at their hands and they would just check, am I dreaming right now? And sometimes you can, for example, pull your finger. The idea is that if you do this several times during the day, you create a habit. So in your dream, suddenly you ask yourself, oh, you know, am I dreaming right now? And your finger goes longer and you realize, oh my God, I'm actually dreaming right now.
Another technique which I particularly like is to write a C on your hand for consciousness, but it doesn't matter what you write. All day long, you look at this thing written on your hand, again and again, and whenever you see it, you say, am I conscious now? And you keep on doing that all day, and with any luck, then you'll do it in a dream.
And if you do that first thing when you wake up, then quite often you will find you wake up into a false awakening and you can become lucid that way. So it's a really good habit to have, to do some kind of reality check as soon as you wake up.
A false awakening is where you dream that you're woken up and you are absolutely convinced you are awake. It's your bedroom is all there, everything is as it is. But you might then go to the bathroom, cleaning your teeth, you pull the curtains and it's not your road outside. So they think, oh, and that shock usually will then wake you up. But you can get repeated false awakenings. And I once spoke to a woman when she was at school. She dreamed that she thought she'd woken up. You went down for breakfast, but then she woke up. She got on a bus to go to school. The bell went in school. Then she woke up. This happened half a dozen times. Now this is the ultimate nightmare, because she said, to this day, I do not know whether I'm awake or dreaming. That's pretty nightmarish.
It does help, but you can still remember dreams anyway.
Carolyn McCready is one in a growing number of lucid dreaming teachers in the UK who hold a monthly lucid dream group where people can come to share their dreams and gain advice on their practice. Amy joined the group for a session in London.
I've actually had a couple of dreams where I've been interacting with someone in my life that I've been having some problems with, and I was like, I'm in New York, I want to go to my sister's flat. And I went into her flat and I was like, I want to write her a note. And I was like, I've got to pin it up somewhere where she's going to see it. And I literally did that, and I wrote this note just saying, I really want us to be more in touch with each other and things like that, things I want to say, and I pinned it up in her flat. And then I came out of it and I woke up and I was like, yeah, she's gotten that note. It was just this feeling of this connection.
We should move on to Amy. What would you like to either share or ask?
I do feel like I do have weird dreams. The job that I currently work at just now, I've been working as a barmaid. Usually after that, when I go back to my bed, I wake up kind of, and I feel like, it's not as if I wake up, I feel like I'm still dreaming.
Do you actually get out of bed at any point? Mm-hmm. You do, yeah, because I had this with something I did. Now I'd get out of bed and look for somebody and then realise, oh no, they're not here, and go back.
That's usually eventually comes to that point, but for ages I'm like fighting.
Yeah.
Like two
it's just something where I had a
each.
responsibility and I sometimes.
Today I'm hoping to just learn more tips, because I know that meditation is one of the ways to help you have a lucid dream. I think that's going to be really good to learn how to do that properly, because I've always liked the idea of meditation, but I've just never really known how to do it. I've never really got into it. I've never given it the time of day.
Well, I've been practicing meditation probably about 17 years now. I'm quite a lucid dreamer. I dream every night and I remember my dreams. When I teach, I always start with showing people how to relax their body, but we do it seated. We don't do it lying down, for the obvious reason that if you're lying down, you will go to sleep. And really teaching you things that aren't you relying on a teacher, but more that you can take into your normal daily life. Mm-hmm. So we'll do a bit of body relaxation first. So like I said, it'll have to be seated. Okay. So I need you to turn so that you're actually side on to me, and you're going to need that cushion underneath your feet.
Right.
And then I'll ask you to close your eyes. And then we always start with the breath, because the breath is the anchor in any meditation. Just noticing as you breathe in and out, the air coming in and out, whether you're breathing in and out of your nose or your mouth.
I think the key to lucid dreaming is meditation, in essence. Meditation is something that we in the Western world have our own misguided view of. It's not what people think it is. That is to say, it's not learning how to think and think deeply. It's the exact opposite. It's learning not to think.
Some people can go a whole day, and the whole day almost goes by like a dream. You know, they're doing the same job, they're taking the same commute, and they don't really live that day in the present moment.
It's very interesting that people who meditate say they have lucid dreams more often. And this is not just an anecdotal thing, there is actually evidence that increasing meditation increases lucid dreams.
You can open your eyes when you feel you want to. Have a wee stretch. Have a wee drink of water.
Oh my god. That's
you okay?
Weird. Yeah.
Whoa. That was amazing.
Today, Katie is researching information about the different lucid dreaming devices which are available to the public.
Yeah, so for the past few days I've been looking up apps to do with lucid dreaming. One is called Dream On.
Dream On is a very straightforward idea. It's an app that aims to influence your dreams. So before you go to bed, you indicate what time you'd like to wake up and also what kind of dream you'd like to have. Put the iPhone next to you on the bed, it starts to monitor your movement. When you are very still, it's an indication that you're dreaming, and it will quietly play in a soundscape that matches the sorts of dreams you want to have. And the theory is that it influences your dreams. Once they have this idea of their dream being influenced, some of those dreams become lucid, that they start to be able to take control of the dream.
Also, I've been looking at the Remy mask device as well, which I'm going to use to try and see what happens when I put it on at night.
There are a lot of kind of electronic devices that help you lucid dream, and iPhone apps and Hemi-Sync CDs and all these kind of things. They're cool and they can help you lucid dream, that's great, but I think they should be viewed as stabilizers on a bike. You know, use them until you know how to cycle on your own, and then you can remove the stabilizers.
One of the weird things about lucid dreams is if you read about them or hear about them or go to a lecture about them, it tends to make you have them more often.
We met Caroline and basically she was just going over what lucid dreaming is and why she does it. At first I did think, is this for just certain people, can everyone do it? But after speaking to her, it did give me the confidence and the excitement to try this.
So when I had the one-to-one meditation session, it just taught me the sort of basics that beginners need to know for meditation. I wouldn't say I was cynical before I went, but it's definitely made me realise why people do meditation. It's really, really helpful. I'm 99% at the moment that I'll have one. Is that too high?
Tonight when I go to bed, I will put it on, flip the switch and see what happens.
I think the motivation and the intention, it's a huge part of lucid dreaming. Because once you really understand what benefits you can get from lucid dreaming, then you're sending your unconscious a message that this is your intention and you really want to do it.
Lucid dreams have an enormous potential for everyone.
We spend a third of our lives in that space, asleep. So we're active anyway, you're not resting during dreaming. So we might as well make use of that non-rest time. So you could use lucid dreaming to just sustain egoic fantasy, to engage in like hedonistic sexual orgies like I used to do when I was a teenager.
We also can help people who are incarcerated, but if they can at least escape, almost literally in their dreams, because they can be anywhere, doing anything. Look at people who are paralysed.
Robert Wagner mentions a guy who, within a dream, said, "Show me the most amazing painting I could paint." And he saw this amazing painting, all fully formed, and he painted that painting exactly as he saw it. And as he was painting it, he said it was as though he'd painted it before.
If you can cure yourself of a phobia in a lucid dream, if you can face a fear, if you can engage a past trauma which you were too scared to engage in the waking state, if you can do that in the lucid dream, you'll wake up and your waking state will be very different.
You get on the tube and you see the miserable looking people that are sitting there, but if an hour beforehand they'd all been flying over the Grand Canyon, they'd all look rather good, you know, because a good dream can really make your day.
Yeah, people are often worried that if you do loads of lucid dreaming, you're going to get like really ungrounded, really floaty, hippie, like, oh, where's the dream, where's reality, am I alive? It's like rubbish. The opposite happens. You know, the unconscious mind is very happy for us to be lucid. It wants us there, saying, yeah, come on, be conscious, you know, listen to what I've been trying to tell you every single night of your life.
Because I've kept track with a dream diary now, which I never have before, I've definitely started to realise that whatever's going on in your life is reflected in your dreams.
I've seen a difference in my life, like over the last few months. I've become more confident to try new things and not care about what anyone else thinks.
I used to wake myself up during the night and believe I was still at work, but after doing this experiment, it's actually taken that away.
I do tend to meditate a lot more, like even if I'm like on the bus on the way home, sometimes I just sit there and look out the window and try and clear my mind, and that's been really beneficial, like learning how to do that.
So unfortunately I don't think I've actually managed to have a lucid dream yet.
I think I've had something similar to a lucid dream. The weird thing is I've always, every time I've been dreaming and I wake up and I think I forgot to do the test, but that one time I remembered to do it, and I remember my finger went through my hand, and then I tried my finger and my finger went dead long. Like I knew I was dreaming, but the dream was of a lucid dream. It's really hard to explain, but I do think it has opened up a wee doorway.
So basically I thought I'd had a lucid dream not long ago, and I woke up and I was really excited about it. So I did some research online, but it turned out that what had happened was actually called sleep paralysis, which is a good sign because that can help you, it can develop into a lucid dream. So shortly after, it can't have even been a week past, the same thing happened and I had this sleep paralysis. But because I'd researched it and understood what it was, I managed to develop that into a lucid dream there and then, because I was telling myself, you're not awake, this isn't happening. And once I realised, actually you're just dreaming and you're aware that you're dreaming, that's how it developed into the lucid dream. In my lucid dream I ended up flying, and that was amazing because that's exactly what I wanted to do. I flew, man.
What do you guys think about the idea that this world where we are just now is some kind of a dream or an illusion?
I don't believe that our life is all just a dream. I don't believe that.
Like, we all want to think about it.
Are we all like sleeping just now in another body, or I just don't know?
Or you might just wake up and this is a dream, and then you're like, oh, I dreamt last night that we were at that coffee shop.
I don't think life is a dream, because a dream...
I kind of don't want to believe it is.
Man, I don't know now, I'm totally confused.
It's a very human thing to just basically accept what's in front of your eyes and believe what you hear.
Some people would say, well, it's all an illusion.
Coming from the lucid dreaming, where everything seems to be as solid, as tangible, as real, I believe it's all a dream.
I agree with that. That's definitely what I've kind of experienced. That this is a dream, and there's something bigger than us dreaming us.
Actually, you can't really say everything is a dream. It's like saying everything is black. Then you must compare it to something else, which is not a dream. What would that be?
So you can never know for certain. There's always that philosophical argument that everything is a dream within a dream and so on.
In conclusion, what I would say is the only way you would ever know that you're dreaming was if you were awake in a dream. Likewise, right now, this experience, you'll only ever understand what it is when you're awake in this experience. In essence, there's only the waking up to do. And once you're awake, you'll know. You'll know.